Hi everyone, I'm Sandy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have my August reading plans, August TBR, August pile of possibilities, whatever you personally like to call this list, but it's what I'm going to try and read in August. It is very, very warm here in the Pacific Northwest. I have opened my window to get a little bit of a breeze because I've tried to record this a couple times and my glasses, unfortunately, keep fogging up and I am yeah, already very warm. So we'll see how I do this time through this. August is an interesting month for me because it is the month that I go camping with my friends and I am offline for a period of time. I'll have a video about that in a couple of weeks. But I also don't read a lot while I'm camping, and I'm not sure why that is, other than I just am so excited by everything else going on that picking up a book doesn't feel quite natural while I'm out there. So I try and keep August pretty light. And in one way I'm very successful. I only have 6 books with one other book that's a continuing read, but one of those books is very, very big. So we'll go ahead and 2 of those books are kind of optional, but we'll jump into them and give you an idea of what I have scheduled. The first book, which is the continuing read that I have, is Kristin Lavransdatter by Sigrid Undset. You can see there is a bookmark in here. I have finished book 1 with my friend Sonia, and we'll be reading book 2 in August. I have started reading that. I read chapter 1 of book 2 already, but we are scheduled to read this in August and then book 3 in September. But I am loving this story so much that it's hard for me to want to put this one down because I really want to find out what happens next. But Kristin Lavransdatter, it's not the whole book, it's just book 2 in that massive book. All right, so the rest of these are the books. There's 3 books off of the 1001 book countdown. There is 1 book that is a read along, and then 2 books that are really very, very optional. So the first book is The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. This will be my second book off of the countdown for Morrison that I have read. The first one was Beloved. So I unfortunately didn't get along with Beloved that much. So I'm really excited to read another Morrison. I will be doing this as a buddy read with Britta Bowler in the first week of August. And I'm really excited to pick this one up. The back of this one says, Pecola Breedlove, a young black girl, prays every day for beauty. Mocked by other children for the dark skin, curly hair, and brown eyes that set her apart, she yearns for the blonde hair and blue eyes that she believes will allow her to finally fit in. Really interesting to read this one. I believe Brian over at Bookish had said that this is a great place to start with Morrison. So I'm hoping to read this one and then go back and read Beloved and see if I have a changed opinion about Beloved. See, like you can see my glasses right here. They're already getting fogged up. Whoo! If I could see without my glasses on enough to read, I would, but I can't. So they have to stay on. They're just going to have to be foggy. Whew. All right. Moving on. The next book is a big one. It is a chunk of a book. It is a doorstop for sure, and it is A Suitable Boy by Vikram Seth. I will be doing this as a buddy read with Fraser Simon from Springboard Thought, and I'm so incredibly thankful that he will be reading this with me because he said he was up for an aggressive schedule, which is fantastic. It is aggressive though. So to try and finish this in 1 month is going to be daunting. It is 1,470 something pages long. It's actually around the 10th longest book that I have left to read on the countdown. So it is I will be so glad to have this one done. There's only, I think, around 10 books left on the countdown that have over 1,000 pages. So yeah, getting this one off will feel a very big relief when that happens. This one, the back of this one says, Vikram Seth's novel is, at its core, a love story. Lata and her mother, Mrs. Rupa Mehra, are both trying to find through love or through exacting maternal appraisal, a suitable boy for Lata to marry. That's as much as I'm going to read. I've heard some good things about this, and I've heard some chapters can be a slog to get through. I haven't read this one because of how big it was. And so, yeah, I think it'll be great. Again, I'm so thankful to Fraser for taking this on with me and being willing to try and read a very aggressive amount of pages. We will see how we do. If I get it read in August, I will be ecstatic. But A Suitable Boy by Vikram Seth. So the last book on the 1001 book countdown that I will be focusing on is On the Road by Jack Kerouac. So this particular book, Jack Kerouac only has one book on the countdown. I don't know if Kerouac has other books that he has published. This particular one, I have tried to read it a few times and always end up putting it down. There was something always that seemed very kind of pretentious about it, and I don't know where I'm getting that impression from. So I'm really interested and excited to read this one and get it off the list. It is not long. It's only a couple hundred pages, which is why I picked it for August, countering with that 1,400 page book. Hopefully it's a good balance in there. My goal is to read this one really the last week in August. I doubt that I will be reading this before then. So that one is the last 1001 book countdown book. The next book that I have is a read along, a group read that is being hosted by A.J. Dunn from A.J. Dunn Reads and Writes, and they are hosting a read along of one of my favorite books. I know it's one of their favorite books, and it is Where the Red Fern Grows by Wilson Rawls. This book, it made my top 50 favorites. That video that I had made recently, I'll leave that linked in the description below for you if you want to go check that out. But this book is wonderful. It is such a book for a dog lover, but it made me cry. It really did. It is truly one of those books that I just wish I could read it again for the first time, not knowing what happens, but I'm so excited to pick this one up. I believe this is one of the books I'll take camping with me because I'm just sitting outside because a lot of this book takes place in the outside. I am so excited to pick this one up and read this one. So I will leave AJ's announcement video linked in the description as well for you. But Where the Red Fern Grows, read along. I really want to prioritize this one, and hopefully we'll read it while I'm actually out camping. That would be great. All right, so the other two books are kind of optional books. At the beginning of the year, I had set two goals for myself. One was to read a new release every month and to read a nonfiction every month. And so the books that you've seen don't have that. So I do have two that I have selected that I would like to try and get to, but I don't feel any pressure necessarily to read these. So really, the books I've talked about already are my official TBR, the 3 on the 1001 book countdown. That's really what we're looking at. These are optional. And the first book is the nonfiction book, which is Fuzz by Mary Roach. And it says, When Nature Breaks the Law. Again, felt very appropriate for camping time. And so this one, it just says, hilarious with Fuzz. Mary Roach again takes us into an unfamiliar scientific realm, in this case the science of managing the conflicts between humans and the natural world. Great, I'll be reading this out in nature. Hopefully. I don't know, but I am excited about this one. I wish you could feel this book too, because this has like almost a patch feel to it, and is really quite lovely. I love the bear in the garbage can. I guess it could almost qualify for Garbogus because there's a garbage can there. It is just a lovely book. It's not super long as well. I'm really interested in this topic. It is one of the outdoor books that I haven't read yet. It had advanced several times in the BookTube prize. I don't know if it advanced in the last round yet, or I don't remember if it advanced in the prior round, but I'm very excited to read this one because the outdoors aspect of this is one that I'm very interested in reading. So Fuzz by Mary Roach. And the last book is the new release. I did see this on Eric Carl Anderson's channel. I'd also seen it out at the bookstore, seen it on Barnes and Noble's like top books so far of the year. It's on a prize list for debut novels, and it is Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. And so this book, I love this cover, by the way. All I need is like the sunglasses and the thing in the hair, the pencil in the hair, and that's kind of like me. But, well, kind of. Anyway, also, this is one of my favorite colors. I have a lot of things in this color. But what is this book actually about? My goodness. It gives me the feelings very much of Hidden Figures type of a book, where when I read the first part of it, it says, chemist Elizabeth Zott is not your average woman. In fact, Elizabeth Zott would be the first to point out that there is no such thing as an average woman, but it's the early 1960s and her all-male team at Hastings Research Institute takes a very unscientific view of equality. I mean, yeah, I'm super interested in this one. I can't wait to read this one. Super excited about picking it up. I just don't know when in August. We'll see how the month goes, how much I make it through A Suitable Boy, how much I make it through my other books that I have to read. But yeah, Lessons in Chemistry will be my official pick for my new release. And that's really it. I mean, it looks bigger than it is. It is bigger than it sounds because there's only 7 books on this list. But you have Lessons in Chemistry, Fuzz, Where the Red Fern Grows, On the Road. This is a bad way to do this, by the way. A Suitable Boy, and The Bluest Eye. So, I mean, there's 6 here plus Kristin Lavransdatter is the 7th book. So it's not a huge number, but look at that stack. It's all because of A Suitable Boy, that book. Woo! But that's my official August reading plans. What are you reading? Let me know in the comments down below. If any of these sound interesting to you, if you've read A Suitable Boy, I would love to hear that as well. But that's really what I have for you today. I'm going to try and cool off and try and get my glasses so they're not fogging up anymore. But I hope you stay cool wherever you are. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, thanks, bye.